right, I finally made it back to Houston. That was a long 2 days, and I just had my boobs squished like a panini, which is completely necessary. Only takes about 10 minutes, providing they're able to like actually get all of your boobs in there. So yeah, the lady is like the same lady who's been doing my mammograms for years. So she's always like, oh yeah, like, you know, I know how you feel. I'm like, I don't know how I feel right now. It's like, I don't even look. I just kind of look up at the corner of the room and just like try not to breathe too much and try not to move or flinch. And so whenever she sees me, she's like, oh, I know how you are. I know how you feel. I know how it is. Cause like we're about the same, you know? But anyway, so yeah, so she's really good. I don't know how she gets those where they need to go. I'm like, I can't even like put on a sports bra, you know? Anyway, no, it's definitely necessary, especially if you have a history of any kind of cancer in the family. And I lost one of my school friends from England to breast cancer last year as well, and she had a pretty horrendous time. But early detection can save lives in regards to getting treatment earlier, but all detection is good detection. So even if you are detected later, you're still knowing that you have something that needs to be treated, or whether it's treated to cure or treated to manage. Cancer is a beast. Cancer is a hell of a beast. It took my wonderful friend Sean, and that was only within 6 months, he got diagnosed with bile duct cancer. And I'm like, how the hell do you test for bile duct cancer? Like, you know, most cancers kind of fester, or a lot of cancers kind of fester until you start feeling pain, and by then you're at like stage 4. So he found out in July last year and passed away at the end of December. And yeah, that was a hard loss. Just the most fun guy that I know. Met him in Japan with all my Navy friends and just remained really good friends. And his wife was so sweet, and they loved Dungeons and Dragons. And when I was in the East Coast in 2023, kind of going to all the mountain bike parks in every state and every national park, I stopped off in Pennsylvania after going to was it the mountain bike park in Vernon, New Jersey. So I did that all day, and then I stopped off at their house, and they were doing a intro Dungeons and Dragons kind of group event with like, I don't know, maybe 6 or 7 of their friends. And so they were all picking their characters and all this, and I'm on the couch, so tired from mountain biking all day, downhill mountain biking, which was a really awesome day because I was with a bunch of New Yorkers and like, oh, we're trying to mountain bike here. And it was the whole park, I think it was Mountain Creek Mountain Bike Park. The whole park was basically like black technical, and it was great. It was like double black technical, black diamond technical. I mean, it was fantastic. And but yeah, these guys were great. Just met them off Facebook, and they came down from the city, and there was probably about 8 of us, me, the only girl, and a bunch of guys. But yeah, so I was laying on the couch relaxing, and I'm just kind of perplexed, like, the hell? You're a nymph? You know, like, it was very cute. It was very nerdy, and it reminded me of why I'm friends with my friend. And yeah, he lost his battle. It was very painful and very quick, but he published 3 I think 3 crime novels. So I'm going to put them on the screen. And yeah, so basically it's a crime novel. I think it's set in like film noir era, like 1920s. So even while he was going through treatment, he finished the 3rd of 3 crime novels that he's written, and they're amazing. And I highly recommend, I'll put them on the screen, I highly recommend checking them out on Amazon. I'll put the link in the description. He goes by the pen name Sullivan Hardgrave. And I remember when he was trying to pick the name, I'm like, that sounds so British. Like your ghostwriting pen name is still more British than I am, and I just sound British-ish. So, but yeah, he's just such a nice guy, and just part of my little Navy crew, because I used to go down to the Kitty Hawk, the big aircraft carrier that was down in Tokyo or Yokohama for years, and they were all stationed down there, and that's how I met them. So, and they were all journalists and different jobs, but he was a photographer, Navy photographer, for a couple years. So yeah, just really great guy, just part of my, you know, platonic guy friends that just are just amazing. And yeah, it's a shame. I still, you know, he always has witty comebacks when I'm like complaining about something. He'll always like have some funny comeback. Oh, tow truck driver. Whoa, dude. Where are you going? I'm right here. I am right in your... I'm literally right there. I have nowhere to go. And now he's flipping me off. He's raising his arms up. Dude, I am... I'm in a tiny little car in Houston. I swear, it's like I miss Santa Fe because there's just nobody there. And I don't even drive in Santa Fe. I only have to drive. Yeah, this guy just cut through. He's in a hurry. Yeah, so it's a tow truck, like a wrecker. And so the wreckers are like the little tow trucks that don't have like the flatbed. And so this guy is barreling through. So I guess there's a crash or something. And he's just barreling through trying to get where he needs to go. Because when you're in a crash in Houston, 6 tow trucks and wreckers will show up and they'll flip a coin on who gets to take the car. Now, when I was in Albuquerque, I waited an hour for any tow truck. And even then, I could only get the police tow truck to tow me across the street in the parking lot. And then I had to wait another hour and a half for another tow truck. So meanwhile, I'm stuck in the middle of the intersection. But in Houston, no, the wreckers will be there right away, ready to take you on, happy to grab you and all that good stuff. So now I'm in spring break and rush hour traffic. So that's always good. So anyway, it's been a day. I'm pretty excited to have gotten my mammogram done. I still need to schedule my MRI, so I always get both. And for MRI, I go to community care. So the VA outsources a lot of treatments, and so one of them is the MRI is easier done at a place that only does medical imaging for, like, well, they do other stuff, but like they're predominantly medical imaging for breast cancer. And so I'm supposed to get an MRI. And what is with people? I'm not in your blind spot, lady. You need to look. This is like everyone's trying to merge right when I'm there. Like if you look in any of your mirrors or even to your left, to your right side, you will see me because I can't go anywhere. So anyway, I'm in my lane. I'm staying in my lane. I used to live over here, so I know this area. The rodeo is still going on right here at NRG Stadium. That's probably what this is, rodeo traffic. Everybody started day drinking, so they don't have to buy so much alcohol when they get there. But now they've like had dress code violations. I mean, it's just a mess now. I mean, people getting shot. I don't know. The rodeo is a kind of a bit of a drag now. It's like, and not in a good way. If it was like drag queens, great. I'd be fine with that. No, no, it's just kind of like it's lost its charm. It's just a place where people can just like get wasted and then get in a fight and then go on the rides and get in a fight. So yeah, I went with Harriet when she was little when we first moved here. I think 2014 we went when she was like a year and a half old, and we all got caught in the petting zoo. A bunch of us like new mamas with our little baby carriers, and I'm like, I am face to face with a llama. What the hell? So it is good to be back in the land of cheaper gas, although it's still over $3 now. Like a month ago it was like $2.15 and now it's like $3.60. So, but luckily I'm in my car, which gets amazing gas mileage. So I only have to fill up like 3 times, actually 2.5 because I'm still on half a tank of gas. So I filled up 3 times from Albuquerque to here, so it's less than $50 in gas, which is good. But yeah, so then I have to come back. I'm going to do this again in a week, so I'm going to try to hightail it back to Santa Fe, and luckily I don't have to stop in Albuquerque and get my van. I can go straight to my friend's house. I'm there for about a week, and then I've got to turn around and come back, so I've got a thing downtown for family stuff on the 2nd of April, so I need to come back for that. And then I think I'm staying here for like a week and a half, so I'm going to have to pack the car up a little better. So yeah, so and hopefully by then the van will be, as of next Wednesday, the van will be in the shop while I'm home for a week and a half. And so that'll give them at least like 2 weeks to fix it. When I come back after that on the 13th of April, then I've got 3 weeks, and I have to be back here on the 2nd of May, 1st of May, May Day, for an in-person consult with my primary care physician. So I've got an appointment then, and then after that I think I'm home again. Yeah, I think I'm home again for like, yeah, so I have 3 weeks in between, then I'm home for another like 10 days, and then I'm gone again for 3 weeks. So it's kind of a weird schedule. I've got to confirm it with everybody, but I think that's what I'm doing. And I think this time when I go back to Santa Fe, I think I'm going to Seattle for a weekend on the 28th of March for my friend's granddaughter's first birthday, which will be in Seattle. So I think I'm going to go just for like a quick weekend. I love Seattle. I could spend like 2 weeks there, but he's got to come back and save the world from nuclear attack. So I was like, oh, okay, we'll just go for a day. We'll get some clam chowder at Pike Place and some crab legs, and we'll be good. So I hope we get something good to eat. I need some good food. But anyway, so now I'm gonna head to Meyerland, which is right there, and I'm gonna go to the gym, and then I might treat myself to Fadi's for dinner, which is this really great Mediterranean place. It's very, very hot right now. It's 87 degrees. So I think I'll go to Fadi's for dinner if I'm feeling hungry after the gym. And then I've got a 6:15 appointment to go get myself cleaned up. It's a little unruly. It's like, anyway, so yeah, just family channel. No, it's just, you know, I don't, yeah, anyway. So yeah, I'm just gonna go, while I'm home in Houston, I get my pedicure, get my lady stuff, my mammograms, my doctor's appointments, everything I do here, and I do it all within like 2 days. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff to do. So this is my old neighborhood, so it's a lot easier. And then my little, my friend who's, I think he's Mexican, like Argentinian maybe, I don't know, but he's the guy that works at the supermarket with the Starbucks. I went and got a Frappuccino because it was like so ridiculously hot right now. And he made me a chai frap, which they don't have on the menu anymore, but he like managed to figure out how to make a chai frap. So I was very happy because they took it off the menu like last year. And so, can I make this a little dark? Make it a little easier to see me. There we go. I'm just in so much traffic. So I'm gonna go work out for an hour if I don't get rear-ended by somebody. I got the fear. I don't like having the fear. This is not fair. Anyway, everyone's kind of making a U-turn so they can go back to their suburbs over there. But yeah, I used to live right over here. I'm gonna get out of this lane. Get out of this lane. Can I get out? I don't know what people are doing. I'm stuck in this U-turn lane, and I don't have to U-turn for like a really long time. No trucks in the U-turn lane. Okay. I'm gonna go up here and I'm gonna merge. I'm gonna do a Texas merge. So that make up a way to get out of this. That's what they do. They make up their own off ramps. Anyway, no, I'm on the U-turn lane now. But yeah, Fadi's is right, kind of like down the road from the gym. I've been driving all day, and I would like to not be driving anymore. So yeah, I think Fadi's is really good though. Fadi's is like Mediterranean, and it's kind of it's like counter service. You kind of pick like your you pick like 2 or 3 sides, you get rice and meat, and they give a military discount. So I think for like $16 you can get a whole platter of food. It's been in videos before, I don't know which video, but it's really great. I mean, yeah, with the military discount, $16 and you're set for life. And I'm like, this is fantastic. So yeah, I was going to work on my computer today, but I'm like, no, because I'm driving all day today, and it's too hot to be like sitting around in Starbucks, and I just don't feel like sitting. I don't feel like sitting anymore. But yeah, so I'll go do that, and I'll be done with all of my stuff about 6:45, and then finally I can go home. So if I don't think I have time to eat dinner. Maybe I'll come back to Fadi's because I really want Mediterranean actually. So I think I'll work out, I'll go take a shower. I'm gonna go this way. I'm gonna work out, go take a shower, and then go to my appointment, which is just like 10 minutes down the road, and then probably come back here and just have a nice dinner. And then there's a Starbucks across the street, which I think closes at 10. That way I don't have to drive all the way to Katy, because I'm like 5 miles from downtown Houston right now. And oh yeah, Houston city limit population 2,304,580 as of 2024. And I'll tell you, there's more people in the city of Houston than there is in the whole state of New Mexico, which is crazy. Who's texting me? Go away, ignore. So anyway, so I'm gonna go do that. So yeah, let me turn right here if I can ever turn right, and go do the gym for at least 45 minutes to an hour, take a very, very quick army shower, and then go to my appointment at 6:15. Maybe I can move it to like 6:30 or 6:45, and then from there I'm going to I'll just leave it at 6:15, I'll be fine. And then I'm going to yeah, come back here and get Fadi's for dinner if it's not too busy. It is a Friday. It is a Friday at the end of spring break or beginning of spring break or something. I don't know. But either way, 2 million people live here. And I feel it. I feel every single one of these people around me right now, and I am going to merge again because I don't want to be stuck at this red light. You can turn right on red in America as long as you stop for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. Make sure there's no cross traffic, because I have the fear, which I will continue to have for a couple more weeks, and then you can very easily make your right turn. And Fadi's is right here. Oh, they changed the sign. Fadi's Maryland. Oh, it's so good. I want, oh, they have a really good like Brussels sprout salad. They've got really good quinoa, cranberry, like ice cream scoop sized portion. It's amazing. And I'm gonna cut through, and they got HEB here, so I need to go to the supermarket, but I'm gonna have to come back here and do all that after my appointment. So let me go kind of do this quick and dirty. It only took like 10 minutes to get my mammogram. A lot of pressure and a really weird way to squish my boobs down, but it's very necessary. And don't be deterred or turned off by, are you gonna go? Good. Don't be turned off or deterred by like, you know, how the mammogram is done, because the benefits outweigh the complete inconvenience of having your boobs put into a panini press. So, and it's really not that painful for me. I don't know how it is for other people, but for me, it's not that painful. It's just like, I feel it like pulling my neck actually, because I have to turn my head. But honestly, like, it's okay. And I would not recommend skipping something like that. Now I'm at the gym here. ES Fitness is really great. I got a free membership for that. I'm glad I got the free membership for the community center in Santa Fe, because I get to ice skate like all the time. I don't have to bring my ice skates back to Houston, and I have no idea where my butt pads are, so I had to order new butt pads. So yeah, let me go over here. I'm kind of in the shade. I'll park kind of like in the middle. All right, so I got pita bread, I got Lebanese mashed potato, which is the red thing. I've got the garlic broccoli, I've got the quinoa salad, I've got tabbouleh. Oh my God, this is all so good. I don't know what this is. What is that? It looks like a dessert, but I have no idea. It looks really good though. And then they've got like a kind of like pistachio, they got carrot cake. This is really good. And they got really good juices.